All right, CSS battle time, and we have an incomplete box. An open box? I don't know. Let's look at this. Part of me wants to say, looking at it doesn't go to the full length of the screen. So I wouldn't do a gradient with these, but borders would work pretty well with this. And then we could always do border block and then rotate like the body. And if the body actually had, okay, so if this line, these lines are the HTML, right? The lower layer. And we had a dark gray gradient and then transparent. And we could layer, ooh, I want that background. Okay, so what I would need to do, because I want that gray gradient to go everywhere, right? And I want to write one background. I think I know what I can do. What we can do is set this thing to be the dark gray. Like if the body's running this way and the gradient's going across, we can shift it down so that it shows up like that with the margins. And then what'll happen is we'll do the gradient, this gray, and then we'll do transparent. And then we'll shift it over. And for this one, we can just do the color stop of really high, being that gray, and then decrease it with font. And I think that will work. So let's give it a shot. I'm not sure how I'm even going to put this together, but let's go border, block, right? And it's going to be, looks like 40 pixels solid, and this. All right, so we're seeing the body and the HTML there. Let's margin this into place. 10, it's gonna be more than 10. It's gonna be like 20. And it's more on the bottom than on the top. All right, I'm gonna change this just so I have fewer lines going. And let's go background. Let's just throw in the dark gray just to start. There we go. Now we can see what we're doing. That's what I wanted to do. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Got to do 20 on the sides and then like 40 on the bottom. Okay. So we have that going. And now for the body, we are going, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate the body, right? Kind of margin it into place. All right, so top and bottom are going to be like 20. Nope. Interesting that it's collapsed like that. I guess because of the negative 50. Because at 0, it's only like that. Okay, so negative 50, 80, 90. All right, so that's top and bottom because of the rotation. And then the sides, we need 20, 40. All right. Huh. Oh, it's moved the top bar, hasn't it? Negative 90, and then 60? No? Oh, wrong button. Oh, what's happening now? Let's take the diff off. Let's look at this. Oh, okay, good. It hasn't moved the top bar. The top bar has stayed perfectly put. I just need to figure out why it's moving it left and right with those, which I think are at the top and bottom now. Oh, okay. Interesting. That artifact looks troublesome. So 60 there and like 40 here. Why is it moving it that direction? Okay, I gotta get my... I hate rotating things and moving it around. I'll be real honest with you. It is an absolute pain. All right, let's do this. We want it shifted down. Those need to be even. And then this, okay, so that one needs to be less, more like 20, right? And, okay, that should do it when you rotate it, but it's shifted over there. Curious. Okay, so those are the left, those are still left and right, are they? Is that what's happening? Oh, okay. I guess maybe it is. Curious. Okay. Oh, okay, so top should be that way. What is happening? Okay, it is 130. But why is... It's moving on every axis with what I'm doing, and I only want it to move on a couple, and I'm really struggling to figure out... Alright, I'm about ready to get position fixed with this, because I just want it to shift down. That's all I want to do, but this rotate's really killing me. Alright, get rid of the rotate. Let's get this shape right. Okay, so it is huge now. Let's forget all that. Alright, there's our shape. We want it to be wider, so negative 90, right? Let's make the background transparent here so we can see it. There we go. That'll make things easier too. Okay, so it's going to be wider, but by how much, right? I could probably do some math, but seeing the negative 100 doesn't seem to be applying. It's not applying evenly because it's not even. Okay, that's good. All right, we want like 50, 40, 20. I don't know, something like that. We actually want it to be right at the bottom of this when we rotate it. Okay, 40. That one, okay, keep that right. Top and bottom need to be even, and then 20, something like that. So it extends out, or negative 20. Right, yeah, we need it shifted down. Okay, so when I rotate it, rotate 90 degrees, we get that. All right, let's just see. Negative 10. Okay, it's shifting that way. So margin isn't rotating. And it's shifting it on two axes. We're closer, but if I start doing this one, which is what I think is the one I want, we are getting some weird... Okay, 120, 130. Yeah, it's doing it on both sides, and it's not... Okay, so negative 40. There we go. But it's getting huge. These margins aren't even affecting it. Oops. Oh my goodness. I'm just baffled by this behavior. I really thought I'd be able to just maneuver the body where I wanted it to, but this rotate is just breaking my brain. $70. Yeah, every single bit of margin is moving it on two different. You see how it's like moving not just top. I want to go up, not just up and down, but like it's moving it at a diagonal. It's not on a diagonal. It's 90 degrees. It should be just like that. It's margin. Okay, well, how do I solve this? It is doing this. That's just what I need to come to terms with. Margin's not working how I want it to. I don't think I'm going to figure this out. I don't feel like trying to figure it out at this point. So how do I solve it? Position fixed is the hammer in this situation. I really thought I had a good solution here. I thought this was just going to fall together. I don't know why the margins are being so weird. So if you rotate 90, as far as I understand it, it's going this way. If we do negative 90, doesn't change anything. Okay. And so when it rotates this way, your axes change, and then your top, right, bottom, left, right? So top, right, bottom, left. So if it rotated, which end is top, right? So 90. Theoretically, I would think it's this one. Why is this guy moving? That 90 shouldn't, shouldn't push both together. We have negative 50 on the bottom, negative 80. And then we're doing this, and it's moving it down when it should just be moving things on that axis. I don't know why it's moving down. Unless it's also acting on the HTML container because it's margined inside of there. Okay, so the HTML is not rotated. It's having overflow and it's interacting with that container. And maybe that's why it's moving. And why we're getting two-axis movement that is very hard to predict and control and get right. Because it's confusing as all get out. Yeah, it's only moving half as much. It's moving like 5 pixels at a time for each 10. And that is moving the... Okay. All right. I'm glad I understand it a little bit better now. I was starting to lose my mind. Can we get the proper heights with margin and do the rest with padding? Like just do the two sides. It's still better in position fixed. It's more than I want. Okay, that's margin 0. 20, 30, 40. Oh, 50. All right, negative 50. Okay, so top and bottom is moving it that way. Why is it working so nicely now? It's like, it's being so accommodating. Okay, 100 is what I want on that one. Right, I should keep it there. Okay, that keeps it even. It's when they're uneven. And it's moving both sides. Negative 20. Negative 30. Okay, so what if we do 0 here and 0 here? That's just moving it that way now. It's not doing anything for top and bottom compression. All right. All right. So without any margin, this body, okay, I know what to do. We have to put padding on here. Okay. Okay. There's that. The reason for the padding there, what was my thought process there? I already lost my idea because this isn't, again, not doing what I want. I think I'm stuck. I think I am at a position fixed solution, and I just gotta let go because I'm running out of time to get this done. Yay, there we are. All right. All right. Okay. A little bit more, 110 and 70. No. Okay, that's the right height. Let's get it to the right position. They're too far inside, so they need to be... Okay, so 110, 130, 40, 150. All right, and then we can do... There we go. Why is it changing on 2 axes? This is just really... Oh my god. I hate rotates. I'm just gonna throw that right out. I absolutely hate rotates. Okay. I want I just need it to be the right size. We just need to do padding. 20, 110, 100, 90, 160, 170, 180. Why is it moving it that way? Because it's position fixed, so this should just... 30, okay. Oh, because it has margin on it. We do need a margin. All right, margin 0. 10 on the top. 0. -10. No, that shouldn't move it sideways. Oh, this is killing me. This is just really kicking my butt. I don't get it. So, usually with position fixed, you can just use margin to slide things around. And then padding to give it the height and width that you want. This is not going. I swear I know what I'm doing. Sometimes. Okay. There's that. I feel like that artifact right there is really going to be a problem. Why is the padding such an issue with... Why is it growing that way when I'm increasing this padding? That is really starting to chap my khakis. God. No, that's supposed to be left, right, not top, bottom. This is killing me. I cannot. I can't, I have position fixed on this, and I can't get it placed. Okay. Margin 0, top. Let's go, ooh, I kind of liked actually having the background in place. There we go. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay, so we have our height. What did I just change? Why did the cursor disappear? Okay. What was this, right? 110. That's a good height. Now, left. There we go. Is this 120 as well? No, it's going to be a bit more than that. But it's changing both axes. Oh, that's killer. That is killer. And it's changing where it is with the left as well. Oh my goodness. Why is it changing on both axes when I'm changing just one value? This is crazy. I can't even get it with top and left. All right. It rotates straight out. I'm over it. I'm so done. No, that's not the right color. I want that color. I don't know what was going on there, guys. I truly don't understand what was happening. All right, let's see. Let's just watch. This is gonna end up getting me here too. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. That's, look, I mean, look at that. That is what I wanted. All right. Now the background. Pull it off here. Everything ends up being white. Put it on here. We're doing okay. All right, we can put a background on just the body and it'll bubble up. All right, so let's do our linear gradient. And because we don't have a rotate on this, we actually do have to say 90 degrees here. But that's okay. We are going to do the dark color. This probably won't work because I'll probably have to put a background on that thing as well because I'm going to want to do transparent. So we're going to get the dark color right. You know, it's going to be 100 pixels, something like that. PSX, no, pixels. And then I wanted to do transparent. All right, there's that. And then we can just move it. Right? Yeah, we have to put a background on this because you see how it wasn't, you see how it's not even blocking, overlapping the HTML background is because there's nothing on HTML. It's actually bubbling up all the way to the canvas and only applying there. It will not apply to the body without another background here. So this was an absolute and utter failure of a good solution. But no, there's no buts. It's just a bad solution. Where is it? I can't even see. Okay, it's way over there. I need to move. Why is it 800? There we go. And then we can jump up this value. 160. There we are. So, okay. Now that I have this, and this is a very easy M value, 160 pixels, it's divisible by M. I think I can actually do my original idea of using one variable to make it all work. It's that 50 pixels offset before it starts going from the transparent that I think might actually be an issue. Because it'll be white for that period before it does the gray that I intend to make a whole lot bigger. All right, let's try it. Okay. So here's what we're looking at right here. That's what we have right now. So if we turn this into 10M, right? See this white over in this corner? That's the 50 pixel offset. So no matter what, that white will show up even if I do something like 100M. No, it won't. Curious. Okay. And so then if we go font, okay, we have to, we're overwriting everything, so we can do this. We're not overwriting everything. We're not, because it's border block and then border inline, so it doesn't overwrite in the body. Okay. All right. It gets its own selector. There we go. Okay. So it's overwriting here, but we should just be able to do 10%. Let's get the other. You can use this little quotation mark thing, but only if there are absolutely no characters behind it. So that did work, and the 50 pixel didn't matter. Do we need... okay. So if it's 50M and we want to get down to 10M, that is 20%. So then we saved a character here, and it's still easy math here, and so that works out. Okay. Well, I did one thing right. I'm seriously confused. I've never run into so many issues with margin on a rotate. Oh, what's happening now? What did I, oh, I know what I did. Because the border is 5ch, our font is not happy. No, that doesn't work. Nope. Yeah, nothing works there. Okay, so the border at 5ch, I need to actually do, what do I need to do? I need to multiply it. Oh, it's the font. I can't use 5ch here. Bummer. Can I use, because characters are a font-based thing, so by saying font 20%, then that gets negated to 20%. Line height is where the slash comes in, and then I could do something else different, but the ch character units are affected by this. Oh, Oh, I haven't even hit submit yet. I don't even know if this is gonna work. You know, I'm confident it will. It looks good. Yeah, it did. Okay. So I can't do 5ch there. Let's just see if Q will end up being accepted if I can get that right. 42, 43. 43 looks solid. It accepts it. Okay. All right, we're good there. The only reason this 5ch isn't affected is because it's well, because it's not in the body, which is where we wrote that rule. All right, 50 pixels is the other one. Yeah, usually that doesn't accept adjustments, but this one might have margin for error. I don't know why I'm polishing this. Having to write a second border, it's immediately out. This, if you can get rid of around writing this other border and just doing these things here and using the one gradient, one border, not this one, and then just those units, then you might have a chance at having a good solution. That's kind of what I think, at least. I mean, shoot, might have been simpler to just have another element and just be that block, you know, with the same background. Oh well, 173. It should probably be closer to like 140. It is what it is. I could save a couple more characters here if we put the color property here. Make sure we have the right color. Hit that. And then delete that. And then even though this one is in its own selector, it's in our HTML there. And here we saved one more character. We're at 172 now. So, that's exciting. But it's something. All right. I hope you're having more fun with this than I did, and I will catch you later. Bye.